Hi guys, welcome to Monitoring and Evaluation Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. I'm really glad that you've joined me today because we're going to be looking at the logical framework analysis approach. This is a very important approach. Every M&E officer around the world, or even the project officer, should know about this approach because it will help the project achieve its goals. Now, in case you're here for the very first time, my name is Coach Alexander. I've been doing this for 10 years now. I'm specialized in M&E and project management. I'm so glad that you've joined this channel. If you haven't yet subscribed yet, please do well to subscribe to this channel so that you can receive the latest updates on M&E. There's this course which I'm running on Udemy, the logical framework approach in project management. This is a really good course. I urge you to enroll in it as soon as you can. You will learn everything you need to know about the LFA matrix. I have the link in the description below, so please don't hesitate to click that link. I want you to watch this video from start to finish because there are quite a number of things we'll be talking about which I don't want you to miss, so that these things I'm sharing with you will help you with your M&E, with your planning, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's get started. What is the logical framework analysis? So now the logical framework analysis, sometimes really we are talking about the log frame here, okay? But of course, the analysis is also part of the whole process. So this is a tool, okay? It's usually presented in a table format, but it's a planning tool that is used by organizations to map out what they want to achieve in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. And then it also explains the indicators, the goals, the activities, the assumptions. Now, let me show you an example of this. I'm pretty sure you've seen this, but I also want to stress that this tool is important. Okay, I cannot overly emphasize this point. And when I started this channel 5 years ago, I explained this as one of the most important aspects of any planning exercise in an organization. You have to have the LFA. So like I said, the example is just presented in front of you. If you're totally new, the first thing you should do, if you're hired as an M&D officer in one of the organizations, the very first thing that you should do is ensure that these organizations actually have the LFA. So what this essentially means is that you need to look at the project documents and look for a table that's similar to this, okay? So the LFA matrix will have these components. On the vertical axis, you have the goal, the purpose, results, activities. Okay, on the horizontal, you have the summary, indicators, verification, and assumptions. Now, let me explain what these are. The summary just gives you a description of these results. Okay, these are actually results: goal, purpose, and results. Okay, so now I have to explain this because sometimes the LFA matrix is not standard. Each organization you go to, they'll have their own format, because actually what should be the goal here, if you look at this word, it's written goal. This, in some other matrices, other LFAs, it will be written as impact. This purpose will be the outcome, and this, where it's written results, is the output. Then you have the activities. So now you shouldn't get scared when you don't see things looking exactly the way you've learnt it, probably on this channel on school or in school, because organizations these days like to fine tune to suit their own specifications. Okay, now let me talk about the indicators. Now, this is why the LFA is so important to we, the professionals. It simply now comes down to the indicators. The indicators help us measure whether a project is achieving or underachieving, okay, overachieving, underachieving, or just achieving. So now, if you look at this indicator, let me read it out. It says the income of agricultural households have grown by 5% compared to those from 1996. And sorry, I'm talking too much, guys, but I have to stress this point. The indicators are not also developed the same way in every organization. That's one point I want to mention to you. You find out that in some organizations, they like to state the indicator and also the target. But normally, the standard way to develop indicators is you don't put the target when you're stating an indicator, because an indicator just gives you indications, signals of whether things are going up or down. That's all an indicator does. Now, the indicator for this one, the income agriculture households, is linked to the overall goal. So for us to know whether the agricultural household standards of income has grown, we need to look at this indicator, and this is where when we are doing the field activities, we'll be collecting data in relation to this indicator. So now that is why the LFA is so important to us. And then it also gives us an indication of how we are going to actually uh, help verify whether these statistics we are collecting here are accurate. So here they give us the verification methods. You've got statistics from the World Bank, you've got the final project report and all that stuff. So essentially, it is a management tool. The LFA is a management tool. If you are asked to develop an LFA, you develop it this way. Now, I have to talk about this because, as you know, I talk a lot. Sometimes people post comments on my YouTube channel and say, Coach Alexander, you talk too much. But I can't help it sometimes because there are certain points I need to tell you. This LFA cannot be developed as an individual. You cannot develop this yourself. You need to involve the right stakeholders to come together so that this thing is developed and it's up and running. That's a point I need to tell you. So there are different levels of key performance indicators, okay? And I mentioned those levels, I touched on them in the LFA previous when I showed you the matrix. You've got the outcome level, the impact level, which are the impact indicators, the outcome indicators, the output indicators. Those are the main three levels of indicators. And I like to tell my friends that whenever you're trying to get a good picture of the project and you want to be sure that the indicators, essentially what I'm saying is that you want to be sure that your indicators are actually speaking to both the operational level and the strategic level. So the indicators at the lowest level are the operational indicators, and then those at the highest level are those which are actually strategic. So as you can see, again, back to the LFA matrix, what we're talking about here is that at this level, these indicators which you are measuring, they are mainly operational, they are routine. These are indicators which you collect regularly. But as you go up, as you go down from activities all the way up to the goal or impact, what we're talking about are strategic indicators. Those are the highest level indicators that an organization can have. Now, there is a step-by-step process when you're developing an LFA. This I need to stress very well because what I've noticed over the years is that we just tend to develop the LFA without following the right procedure, and then at the end of the day, we end up underachieving. So this is why I'm offering this logical framework approach course, which is hosted on Udemy. And this course, of course, is not free, but I can assure you, dear friends, that once you enroll in this course, you won't be disappointed. So please enroll in this course so that you get the nitty-gritties of how this LFA is developed. In case you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write to me on this email address that I've presented to you. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Coach Alexander, and see you on the other side. Bye.